I come from a state where the borders are not secure, as you know, and we've paid a very heavy price for that. Americans want the border secured first so that we don't have a repetition of what we did in 1986. We didn't secure the borders, we took care of the issue, and now there's more. I was disappointed in the failure of this last contract of the, quote, virtual fence. I think you have to build walls in certain areas. I think you have to have UAVs, sensors, cameras, vehicle barriers, depending on where it is. In populated areas, you have to have walls, and they have to be manned, and we have to have a lot more border patrol, as you know. And then we have to have, after we have secured the borders, then we can move forward with tamper-proof biometric ID cards for temporary workers. And anyone who hires someone that doesn't have that, including an electronic employment verification system, would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But I'll also tell you, these are God's children, and we're going to handle it in a humane fashion, but with the principle that no one who came here illegally would have any precedence over someone who either came legally or waited legally for a chance to become a citizen of this country. Yes, sir. I hope that responds to your question, and if it doesn't, I'd be glad to have a follow-up. Yes, sir.
Senator, Americans on the left, the center, and the right, to a large extent, have lost confidence in what politicians say, their promises. What comfort level can you give conservatives that if you are fortunate enough to move into the White House next January, that to a large extent, conservatives would come into the White House with you? We as conservatives believe personnel is policy.
Well, I can say again, and I don't mean to be repetitious, but one is my record. Second is the vision and the promise I make to the American people. And third, I think, is an articulation of the challenges that we face and the remedies which are based on fundamental conservative principles and values that I would pursue to address these challenges, whether it be the burgeoning deficit, or whether it be out-of-control spending, or whether it be growth in the size of government, or to fix a broken Social Security and Medicare system, and also obviously an ability and knowledge and background and experience which leads to having the judgment to address the national security challenges that we face. I think it's all about, now we're into campaigns, and I will proudly stand on my record, but I also have to articulate a strong and conservative vision for the future of this country. I'm pleased with the way that the party has been coming together. I don't have to tell anybody in this room, primaries are tough. In some ways they're tougher than general elections because sometimes it pits friend against friend. But I'm really very proud the way that all of my opponents have come together and the way that we are joining together. But we have to re-energize our party. And life is full of experiences. I'll never forget in 2004, traveling across northern Florida with President Bush on a bus. It was pouring down rain. There's people standing at the side of the road with signs jumping up and down in the rain. That's the enthusiasm you have to have from your base if you're going to win elections, because we have to have people who are willing to make the phone calls, put up the yard signs, do the things that win elections. And one of my jobs is not only to articulate that vision, but re-energize them. And one of them is a promise, as I said, to bring the spending under control.